Viewer discretion is advised.
Let's rewind 5 seasons back because I'm feeling nostalgic today. Now, first up is the Golden State Warriors. Now, the Warriors were coming off of a finals berth. This was their 5th finals berth at the time. You know what I'm saying? They made it to the finals 5 straight years. And then after that, they moved out of Oakland to go to San Francisco, where they're at today. And they had a handful of injuries. Steph, Clay, Draymond, D'Lo got traded. And then it was just a bunch of other young guys that could still remember on this team. You know what I'm saying? They were young and they were removed from their championship in 2018. You know what I'm saying? KD was no longer there. Sean Livingston retired. Andre Iguodala got traded. And it was just sad times for the Warriors. I remember that time. You know what I'm saying? It sucked. It sucked so much, you know what I'm saying? But we were excited about what Steph was going to do until he got hurt. Next up is the Los Angeles Lakers. They had the best record in the Western Conference and the second best record in the National Basketball Association with a 52-17 record. You know what I'm saying? Their defense, they were number 1 in defense. They're one of the top teams in defense and the top teams in offense with the offensive efficiency. They had the best duo at the time, LeBron and AD. They still one of the best duos today. And we already knew that they were going to win the NBA title that year because, you know, they had a stacked roster. I don't know why Rob Pelinka broke up that roster because he has no IQ. But at the time, it was a very exciting storyline. Well, except when Kobe Bryant passed, because that is still shocking to me. You know what I'm saying? Along with everybody that he's not here. And it's going and you know, a few days from now it's going to mark 4 years since his death, alongside Gigi and, you know, the other passengers alongside the pilot. It sucked. You know what I'm saying? It had the Lakers, they had a good roster. They had a good ass roster with veterans who could play. They had Frank Vogel as a first-year head coach, but majority of these pieces have either been scapegoated or been treated like dirt and thrown in the trash. Next up is the Los Angeles Clippers, the team across the street, who, in my opinion, now I think of it, this was the best Clippers team in franchise history that shockingly, or not shockingly, disappointed in the playoffs. We almost got a Lakers-Clippers Western Conference Finals in the bubble, but, you know, everyone choked. But the Clippers had a bunch of dogs. They had Kawhi, PG, they had Pat Bev, Pat Patterson, Montrezl Harrell, Landry Shamet, stank ass, and they had Doc Rivers as a head coach. This team was ready for prime time, extremely ready for prime time, but they just couldn't get over the hump. You know what I'm saying? Lou Williams left the bubble, and there was just all sorts of distractions. It's a shame that they didn't even reach the Western Conference Finals. It sucks. Next is the Brooklyn Nets. It is the Brooklyn Nets. This was the first year of the KD-Kyrie tandem. You know what I'm saying? KD was out for a full year. The Brooklyn Nets were still young, and Kyrie was having issues in his first year on the team. And then, you know, COVID shut down the whole season. Kyrie got injured majority of the season. And I was really hoping that, see if this team could actually make it to the further in the playoffs, you know what I'm saying, with Kyrie. But unfortunately, And it ain't even like that, sadly. But we all knew Kevin Durant was coming back, but we didn't know what was going to follow, a year prior. They would have the big three, one of the biggest what-ifs in NBA history. We were all thinking Lakers-Nets finals, you know what I'm saying? But what could have been, sadly. And then, they ran New York for a little while, for way too long, you know what I'm saying? Until the Knicks came along, and here we are today. The Nets are mid. You know what I'm saying? And we all have to thank the bench warmer who decided to pout for a whole year. The light-skinned 6'10" waste of talent that just fakes a back injury. And then the Brooklyn Nets have to suffer for it. But we're going to get into him later on. Last but not least, the Philadelphia 76ers. The Philadelphia 76ers, removed from the Allen Iverson era, they have been hot garbage, you know what I'm saying? And then there was hope when they drafted Joel Embiid and the dude who sat out for a whole year and pouted because of passing up a ball against a 5'11" point guard. But that's another talk for another day. But anywho, the 76ers that year, they were still traumatized from that shot from Kawhi Leonard in Toronto. And I was really thinking that they were going to get to the NBA Finals. You know what I'm saying? Or at least the Eastern Conference Finals. But I was wrong. A lot of injuries, just all out bad luck, and I don't know how to define this team. But the Sixers did have a lot of dogs and one puppy, and that's all she wrote.